Cool, cool with a K.
They say that the corporate wars are over.
From New Orleans, where government leaders and corporate officials signed a peace treaty today,
But it won't last. This is only a temporary ceasefire.
Good count that boat.
more disturbing reports are coming from other regions. Our foreign correspondents.
Look around. We're sitting on a powder keg ready to blow. All it takes is one spark. War on a scale we've never seen before. But inevitable. Everybody's doing what they can to get ready for the firestorm. But I made a mistake.
Magnus Holter, a notorious terrorist, denies the allegations of yet another.
Oh well. In the words of an immortal classic, if you want blood, you've got it.
Hey, you deny a mountain biker a drag race. I mean, at least for a cigarette. You denied a mountain biker a drag race. You know, light pole to light pole, or electric pole to electric pole, telephone pole to telephone pole. 3 separate distances I put in front of you guys for a drag race. And then all the other rolling starts and slaloms and cannonballs you thought you were going to pull on a mountain biker. You can bump draft a mountain biker, he ain't gonna mess my back tire up. You know that. Hey, you're the ones with a carbon combustion engine with a horsepower and horse dressage all in everything you gotta do to 4 rubber tires and carbon combustion engine and transmission, a differential. It's your fault. I just know how to shift. And my heart does everything else, like 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4. This is my heart. You know, breath control, breathing. Not forgetting to breathe. Well, take a lot of medication. 50 milligrams of Risperdal Consta anywhere injected into the body, and you can walk away from it. We'll talk. All the medication you've given me has done nothing. And it's not me. And I didn't eat your food. I didn't eat your food. And if there's one thing you never do to a 2-year-old or a 5-year-old or an umpteen-year-old, is mess with their food and drink. Comes down to nothing else. I'm gonna get you over the galley. What you did to be in your galleys. Comes down to nothing else. I'm not gonna say nothing else right now. I'm gonna play this cool game. KOOL in a foil box. Foil carton box. I don't know, but I bet you I can drink a mouthful of Luxco Everclear and walk away. And then I can keep up drinking with Bill Schuff, Luxco Everclear, and drive him home. William Schuff. S-H-U-F-F. I can keep up drinking Luxco Everclear with him, and drive him home after drinking Luxco Everclear. William Schuff. It don't matter to me where you're from, if you're from this planet or another planet. If you carbon dated me because of psychiatric paternity test and it says I was here before Earth and I held down a little special spot where I stand right now, or you hear the sound of my voice audibly in person, and it says before Earth was here according to a psychiatric forced handcuff paternity test against my will or knowledge that I was here before Earth and some other people. So You know, what are you going to do? India Trading Company says I don't owe child support, and that was before the country started. And, you know, according to the last, let's just say 50 years, according to my birth certificate I posted on YouTube, on this website, turns out I'm over 50 years old. I could be like 3 times 50 years old, according to my notarized birth certificate, original copy. And the right spelling of my name. Has no date that's indicated on my driver's license as a birthday on it. That's a shame, isn't it? Real shame. Now you haven't knocked me down or knocked any of my teeth out, broken any of my bones. The history of my life, I don't have a medical report, emergency report, or a medical exam. I never asked for a Band-Aid. Do you realize that I'm speaking over my own microphone and I can speak over your monitors, and then you're speaking over my microphone and I can hear you in my speakers in my laptop computer? I can. So can everybody else on this broadcast and live stream from my location. I don't know, but you better wash your mouth out before your brown teeth get knocked out. I don't know, but I guarantee you I come up someplace and they have guns on me and I say I'm David Dukoff with the U.S. Army and nobody's going to ask no questions. You know, you guys are all obsessed with POV in the adult sex industry. You know, my POV is directed towards my personality and behavior as a man, because my manhood started a lot before anybody else's did in the world, and a lot of you hear about that from old timers or geriatric patients who aren't allowed to take art or ain't allowed to use a butter knife or cutlery that's made out of metal. Or you say they got to hold a walker to go everywhere. You know, chiropractic care is not the same for them. Or massage therapy is not the same for everybody. Or chiropractic care and massage therapy is not the same for everybody across the board. It's a little different here or there. And you do things that are unbecoming of a administrative hearing, let alone a court hearing. Because the Constitution is administrative, it's not executive. Just depends. Depends on if you think you have enough force and force projected to create a legal case to execute a warrant or execute a warrant psychiatric exam, because you've exhausted a lot of stuff in my life that was never to be exhausted in the history of a human or humanity at any time in history of the world, and it didn't work. And on the other hand, you implemented some things that were never supposed to be done again, and I knew how to work them, and I did it for all humanity, and especially women. And the women that represent the Statue of Liberty, most importantly. Depends on what you think freedom is. What do you think free humanity is? You don't believe the Declaration of Independence exists, or the Revolutionary War happened, or was it the Great War, and then World War I and World War II that's not over? Because everyone hears your voice as well as mine, and so do I, regardless if you hear anything else, or how you hear what you're hearing combined. Same way you hook up a power amplifier in a church, like the piano monitor, you know, because they need to make sure they hear themselves playing and not play too loud during prayer or worship service, so that the other instruments have a solo and they play kind of in the background. You know, like the guitar monitor, the lead singer's monitor, or even just your speakers in your laptop or your computer system. Every computer has a soundboard, sound card. Whether you hear it or not is really important, because that's the development of the technology of the sound card you're using. They broadcast and transmit both ways. A sound card in every computer. There's a sound card in every computer since the beginning of time, even solar calculators. Guess you're not listening, or you can't hear it. I'm gonna smoke a bowl, if you know what that means. I told ladies what a bowl was. It ain't made out of glass. Depends on if you're holding a tampon maxi pad, or if it's, you know, someone else's dirty underwear, or you're holding your mother's hand or your wife's hand. I've heard all about, you know, men, excuse me children, I know that they've tried to educate you in human development, but this is an adult situation. It only happens between a mother and a daughter, but sometimes men have to understand that, you know, you don't do things with hygiene products that other people may have said they did. And you never give your hygiene products to anyone. You always dispose of them however you feel the safest and securest, no matter what anybody says. And always replace your makeup every 2 weeks to a month, because that's where your bacteria and infection is coming from, is your dirty makeup. It's not that it's dirty when you bought it, it's just that's how it happens. You know. You don't keep your old dishwashing gloves, do you, after you paint your nails? Make sure you have the same color on the dishwashing gloves. I don't know, but I know I'm still broadcasting. They're not. It just depends on what you think you can do with electronics and electronic warfare, as opposed to an education that doesn't exist with paradigmatic phrases and vocabulary that's only industry standard. I mean, a lot of people have gotten into it, apparently the whole world, but you ain't got to worry about me. You're going to bump me in the head, tell me an industry standard and my name is new, and that's the way it's going to be. Or you got to take your medicine and can't get out of a small airtight building, airtight facility, or airtight anything, confined. You got me. You ain't got nothing to worry about. You know that. I mean, if you can do stuff that David Dudikoff did right in front of people's faces, I would laugh a little bit. On the other hand, probably wouldn't say much. Get with that guy said he could do stuff that said he was looked like David Dudikoff in the movies, and see if he can help you do something. You know, show me how to do that. You did that. You look like David Dudikoff, buddy. Nobody will ever say another thing. Everybody says computers went down. His computer went down. There's no chapter 2, you dumbasses. Not unless you beat every tank you got in your garage, or paddock. Garage, I mean. Season 1, Chapter 1. You beat it once with the tank you're using, and then you beat it with every tank you got in your garage. And that's it, until they come out with Chapter 2 or Season 2, Chapter 1. There's nothing else. It's not there. I beat it. It's not there. Hey, you all say you know one guy out of the whole world who says he's the Green Armbanded Medic for the U.S. Army. I'm telling you, his name's Fred Senecal. He's in Stoner's Court, and he's living in a group home, and the group home has lost control of its administrative duties. Now, administrative duties does not mean administrative responsibilities or dereliction of administrative duties or administrativeness, because she's still in charge. And someone else is in charge in the same house. So a lot of other rooms in the house you guys don't go into or can't get into. It's still group home. I could move in, because I'm slated to move into a group home. But apparently when I was 2 years old and 5 years old, I got kicked out of the Oddfellows home for breaking stuff and saying no. Banned for life from Oddfellows home and halfway houses and group homes. Banned for life as a 2-year-old. Banned for life again as a 5-year-old. And not to mention the videos of me in military exams in theater in Grenada, the Gulf War. You know, ultimately, the failure of securities and security and anything to secure anything with a lock and key, whether it's tangible or intangible or the whole world or the universe, yeah, you messed up. Depends. Depends on what you think is security or operational security, and if you met the quality and standards held to your ranking recognition or your status or public status or private status. I'm not doing anything behaviorally incorrect. I never asked for help. I never asked for a band-aid. I never said I had a problem. I never created an emergency or chaos or disorder, and I've never claimed to do that. I've only claimed that my name is Edward, Ed, or Eddie, and I'm a Fink as a last name or a surname. I'm the second as a Roman numeral, and I've never claimed to be anything other than a delayed entry fast track recruit privately. Privately. And nothing else was ever said. That's what I call a no-arm, one-legged ass-kicking contest, and I'm taking stats and making bets and wagers, taking the time, and just marking down statistics on a no-armed, one-legged ass-kicking contest that you're doing to yourselves. I'm gonna smoke a bowl again. I'll share a bowl with a lady with no teeth any day. You know why? Because I know that they get disrespected and disregarded and thrown to the side just like a lot of other children have. And if it's a child and it's with a lady, or if it's just a lady or just a child alone, why would you act in such an unbecoming manner as a standard that you think that everybody accepts the way you act and run your life, and you think that everybody has to run their lives like that and you forced them to? And it wasn't just like the government or the military or, you know, just like the side organization up the street to get, you know, the geisha house, free stuff at the geisha house. you know, or the free stuff at the casino. This is all over the world, people. You did it to yourselves. There is no society, no community, no communal living that has ever been accepted in the nature of the things you say are the government and the military or civil services. Again, this happened in civil services. You said there was a standard of measurement and equality and community and communal living that doesn't exist. And it goes back to King Arthur and the Round Table. He was a bastard. King Arthur is an evil man, it turns out. What are we going to do with a lot of the things we teach our children about King Arthur and the Knights of the Round Table when we find out that they were as responsible as Hitler for things? In a sense of connecting, you know, the annals of time and the annals of the King of Kings. There are a lot more group homes, halfway houses, in rural communities and normal places you would never expect them. And y'all forgot that you were living in those situations. Excuse me. And it's really important because you just got really a big check. A big reality check. And it wasn't from a punch this time. Or a shovel. Because I did that already. I'm going to keep doing that. Open carry a D9 track speed everywhere in the world just to check people's faces when they do something stupid in front of a woman or a child. Just claimed it was a psychiatric dental problem. We had to get rid of the evidence. We funnel it through an administrative hearing, and then take them to court. Yeah, it's going good. I gotta turn the electric fan on over the turbo fan, and then the diesel engine, electric fan, and Jake brake. So it got loud. I've got thermal fan speed going on, thermal fan clutch. Cherry. Wish I had some purple horny mufflers on this thing. You talk about backfiring.